Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Divine Truth Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a Divine Masculine check-in. Very excited about that because there have been many changes, very powerful changes initiated with this full moon in Libra. I'm sure you all, as Divine Feminines watching or any Divine Masculines watching, have felt the changes. And I wanted to let you know that they are very real, they are very potent, and we want to just do a check-in to see where's a Divine Masculine at, what's he thinking, what's he doing, and is he taking steps forward towards a Divine Feminine. And before we get into the card reading, I wanted to just introduce my sponsor for this video, Premium Jane. They are a CBD company based in the United States. They have a website for the US as well as the UK. For any of my UK subscribers and followers, you can check them out there. It's a very high quality CBD oil. It's organically grown hemp and it's sourced and farmed in the USA. And if you want any information on any of their products as far as testing or analysis, you can just click on the product and you'll receive all the information. The lab reports are available to the public, so I feel like that's very transparent of this company. I really like that. I've been using CBD oil for over 5 years myself for insomnia, for mild anxiety, for aches and pains, menstrual cramps, headaches, any of those things. So if you have chronic fatigue, if you have long-term pain, okay, if you live with chronic pain, different levels of CBD oil are going to be tremendously effective for you. What I love about this company is they just keep on growing. So at first they just had the oils and maybe the capsules, and now they have the bath bombs, they have the gummies, different flavors, they have different flavored oils, they have the bath bombs, they have, did I mention the capsules, which are very convenient when you're traveling, by the way. And if you're wondering, for my vegan lovers out there, I'm vegan myself, these are vegan gummies, so nothing to worry about there. And the oil is very, it's very mild actually, especially if you go with the flavor. I do prefer the flavor over the natural. The natural is a little earthy, a little green. So go for one of the flavors. This is the citrus flavor that I'm testing out. This is the lime gummies I'm testing out. The gummies are a little strong, I will say that, but they strong in flavor, I should say. So if you want the potency, I would go with the oil. If you want the convenience, I would go with the gummies because the gummies aren't quite as strong as the oil. Now I'm trying out the 600 milligram oil, but they also have 300 milligrams, 600, all the way up to, I believe it's 1200. So very powerful CBD oil. You want to start with a smaller dose and then you want to just work your way up, and you'll know what's right for you, because if you go a little bit too strong, you might get a little bit of a hangover the next day, kind of that just might be a little lethargic waking up. The 600 milligrams for me is perfect. I take it early enough in the evening. It helps me unwind. It helps me relax. And then if I want to take the gummies, I usually take 2 gummies. Okay, so it is 1500 milligrams, 25 for the whole bottle, 25 milligrams per gummy. I know that sounds like a lot, but 2 gummies equals 500 milligrams, whereas we have 600 milligrams here with oil. So it's not even equal. It's not even the equivalent of a half a dropper full, which is the recommended amount for the oil. So you'll figure out what works for you and you'll figure out your dosage, but give them a just try them out, guys. They're fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include a link, and I'm going to include my coupon code, which is Sarah, SARAH, for 20% off of any of their products. Give them a shot, give them a try. And then I'm also going to include their website, and I'm also going to include a link that's going to give you an immediate, it's going to have the coupon already wrapped up in there, so you don't even have to apply the coupon. You don't have to do any work. You're just going to have to click on the link and it'll already be applied, and then you can check out whatever you want. I would check out a few of the items. I particularly love the bath bombs because they're so relaxing. There's different scents. There's my favorite happens to be lavender, but check them out. Let me know what you guys think, and do enjoy. So let's go ahead and step into the card portion reading of the reading. Excuse me. So we do have the Magic of You cards. We also are going to look into the Quantum Oracle. I've been really called to use that deck recently. And then there's one more deck that I was just trying to figure out which one do we want to use. And I think I'm going to go with, you know what? There's actually, I've got to grab this here. There's actually a message here that I'm feeling very strongly from the Oracle of Mermaids deck. which is interesting because I don't use this deck very often. So we are going to go ahead and look into the energies of the Oracle of Mermaids as well. So let's dive in, guys. Let's actually start with the Oracle of Mermaids. Go ahead and just take a deep breath. Go ahead, have a sip of your tea or coffee or a glass of wine if it's nighttime, and go ahead and just relax and allow me to tell the story of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the story that is as old as history itself. The divine masculines are in this place of contemplation after this Libra full moon. Their hearts were burst wide open, and now they're trying to recover, okay, from that intensity, as are the divine feminines, might I add. Okay. Okay, so divine masculine energy, please. Divine masculine energy. All right. We've got 3 right off the bat. The masculines are eager to speak. We've got Lemuria returns. Those of you who identify with Lemuria or Atlantis, you will be feeling the pull to this card. I'm feeling very strongly pulled to this card. Reflections, interesting. The magic of the Cohelan Druith. Interesting. Okay. So this is telling the story here of this hearkening back to Lemuria and Atlantis when the divine feminine and divine masculine were separated. So, and you know, it's really interesting. Oh, wow. I suffer from tinnitus in my right ear. There's no cause that's been discovered yet, interestingly enough. And I also have clairaudiency, and I have since I was little. And so I strongly think that is connected to the clairaudiency and to one of my gifts. But what's interesting is as soon as I said when the divine feminine and masculine were separated in the times of Atlantis and Lemuria, the ringing got really loud, and that's all I could hear. Everything else sort of drowned out in the room and around me in the house. And now the ringing is much, much lower. So it's as if my guides are saying that was very important. They wanted to let me know. They wanted to stop me in my tracks literally, and they wanted to let me know this is very important that you understand that Lemuria and Atlantis were not only real, but that there's this energy that is being brought down onto earth at this time, and it came in the form of a spirit baby. So if you were on my live yesterday, you will have interacted with others who were saying, yeah, it felt like I had a spirit baby. I felt pregnant. I looked pregnant. My belly was swollen. I had abdominal cramps. So all indications that a spirit baby has been born in the spirit baby. And some of you are also going to find out you're pregnant, or somebody around you is pregnant. There's something that is being birthed or coming to fruition. And this time I actually think it's an actual child. It's an actual human baby, not a passion project. I feel like this is definitely, some of you are going to be pregnant, and I'm hearing by next February, some of you may even have a Valentine's Day birth. Okay. And you're going to be like, wait, what? Might come as a shock or surprise to some of you. This is also about community. This also talks about really appreciating the ocean and appreciating what she has to offer us. Okay. What's interesting about Lemuria coming up is Lemuria was a place, a gentle place where a lot of the feminine stayed behind and the masculines went off to Atlantis. And then there was, sort of the rise and fall of Babylon with Atlantis. There was the fall of Atlantis and the fall of the power, the fall of the distorted masculine, if you will. And the feminines chose to stay back in Lemuria. And the mother energy, the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy was very strong from this place. And that's why you're seeing this Empress energy, this very protective energy, right? This cocoon energy of this mother and her child. And there was oneness with everyone and everything in Lemuria. So why the masculines wanted to leave is kind of beyond the divine feminine, right? Why would you want to leave such a heaven on earth? But the divine masculines had this drive or this desire to conquer, okay, and to exert power and it's like coercion, control, power. It was very distorted, and they had to be separated for the protection of the divine feminine. And in order for Lemuria to continue to thrive and continue to exert her presence, you know, and for the feminine to not be subjected, if you will, to the fall of the divine masculine. But it wasn't the divine masculine. There was this distorted masculine, okay, at that place and time. Lemuria really was a paradise, a tropical paradise. And she was home to millions of different beings. And there were different earths and oceans on her planet, okay? And there is this draw, you know, when you hear Lemuria, when you see Lemuria, to these ancient memories. And if you guys know about I don't know how you wouldn't know about the Pacific Ocean. I'm like, if you guys know about, I wanted to say, actually, what I was trying to say is, if you live near the Pacific Ocean, what you will understand very innately, very intuitively, is that the Pacific Ocean it's broad, it's vast. It's not like the Atlantic Ocean. I grew up next to the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is beautiful, but it doesn't have this overwhelming energy to it, whereas the Pacific Ocean just seems to span throughout the whole globe. It's like it just goes on for miles and miles and miles beyond what the eye can even see. Pacific means peaceful. So there's this energy of peace, right, when we think of the ocean, and we think of the energy of Lemuria as well. So this is really the energy of the divine masculine honoring the divine feminine, is what I'm hearing. And ending the secrecy, because there was a lot of secrecy on Atlantis. So ending any secrecy, ending any weariness, ending any energy that was designed to sort of shut or lock the feminine out. Okay, and you would have felt this in this lifetime as well. If your masculine, you know, quote unquote, ghosted you, if your masculine has gone quiet, if your masculine has gone silent, or just if you felt like your masculine wasn't telling the whole story, or your masculine, maybe you thought they just weren't being honest. It's because they weren't being honest with themselves. You know, the masculines have to find God. They have to come to God before they can come right and come correct to the divine feminine. So that's why oftentimes the masculines will exit these karmic relationships or marriages and not come directly to the divine feminine, because they actually need time to heal. They need a reprieve from themselves. They need to find themselves, and they need to connect with source. Divine masculine has just gone through an energy, a very intense energy of realizing the mirror energy, okay, the mirror connection that is with his divine feminine. Realizing also that any projections that he had made onto her were actually just his own shadow. And so the masculine's really, really gotten intimate with his own shadow with this Libra full moon, because it had this strong connection to the wounded warrior Chiron. It had this connection to Venus. And so the masculine is realizing, wait a minute, my outside world really is a projection of my inner reality. So the masculine wants to really, I'm just hearing, I want to get right with myself. I want to get right with the world. I want to get right with my ideas, like the way in which they perceive life, because it had been very, you know, that saying rose-colored glasses. Instead of living through rose-colored glasses, the masculine was actually living through like shit-colored glasses. I have to say it. They just saw things, up until very recently, saw things in a negative tone, in a negative hue, if you will. And whereas the feminine saw potentiality, and she saw hope, and she saw joy, and she saw abundance, the masculine could only see darkness. The masculine was literally like, I can't see this future you talk about. I can't see how we can make it together. I can't see how I can make it back to you. I can't see how you can make it back to me. I can't see how we can make it work. And they only saw people as taking from them. And so they projected this onto the feminine, when in reality it was their own darkness. So he's really having this conversation with his shadow, allowing himself to honor the feminine, and allowing himself to honor the parts that he had rejected within himself, hence rejecting his outer, right? If he rejected his inner feminine, he rejected his outer feminine as well. So some of the masculines are still in hiding, so to speak, in their bat caves. Some of them are still very much in this place of privacy, again, deep contemplation, and they're asking that you respect this boundary. They're asking, this is, so if this is calling to you, if this reading is resonating, this is a message from your masculine. I need space, please respect this boundary. I am healing, I am learning, I am coming to terms with the ways in which I acted in the past. And he's realizing that it's all connected to past lifetimes. He's realizing that it's all connected to past lifetimes with you, past lifetimes that you two shared together. And he's realizing how he acted hastily and how he acted in ways that weren't in alignment with what he really desired, right? When the masculine rejects you, they're rejecting themselves. They're rejecting a part of themselves. So no longer will he be rejecting himself. He's really honoring this feminine Empress energy within himself. I'm just hearing no more deception. Receptivity, allow yourself to receive. Yeah, they're allowing themselves to receive their own love at this time. They're giving themselves that gift. They're finding, what I'm seeing with these two cards, guys, is this is really feminine energy that's surrounding the masculine. The masculine is definitely in this place of making their house a home, right? So a lot of them have recently moved out of these houses and homes that they shared with their family, that they shared with their now soon to be exes or exes. And the masculines are learning, right? They're learning, I'm going to make this house a home, and I'm going to give myself what I always hoped to get from that person I was never able to receive. And this is only going to be better for you and better for the connection, feminine, because they're going to learn to give them themselves rather than expect you to give something to them, which is because there was a very codependent relationship for this particular masculine energy that I'm picking up on. It wasn't healthy, and you wouldn't want that to be overflowing into your connection to your masculine when it's time for that reignition, when it's time to restart this connection. Telepathy, nonverbal communication, energetic pulses, mind reading. There's a lot of telepathy going on right now. Some of this is through song, feminine. Okay, some of this is through song, and also some of this is going to be so through a particular song, music that your masculine will have channeled for you. You turn on the radio, there's a song you haven't heard in years, that's from your masculine, right? There's also this energy very much of they know what you're thinking. They know if you're mad at them right now. They know if you're sad. They know if you're dwelling. They know if you're happy. They know exactly what you're thinking. And I know that's kind of creepy that someone can know exactly what you're thinking, but this is the twin flame journey. This is what we signed up for. And if you guys are wanting some guidance, please check out my 2 videos yesterday. I posted one in the morning, I posted one in the evening, Eastern time, and you'll see the second video there was a written video, but it's a really powerful video. I recommend everybody watch it. It's downloaded channeled messages from your guides, your ancestors, the Ascended Masters. It's very, very important. It's very powerful. And there was a lot of significant messages that really needed and wanted to come through. But understand that, they know what you're thinking. They know what you're feeling. There's no hiding from you, and they know that there's no hiding from them, and they know there's no hiding from you. Okay. Whereas in the past, they would have run from that. I feel like it's now the feminine that feels like, shit, I want to run from that. But the masculine's staying really calm, and the masculine is really enjoying this telepathy, because I don't think they really fully understood the gifts that they had. And they just saw you as this beautiful, incredible, amazing goddess without realizing that they are actually you and you are them. And so if you have gifts, they have these gifts as well, maybe in a different form, and maybe they're expressing them in a different way, but that they also carry these gifts. So we have the energy here of solitude, right? Sanctuary, solitude. This is definitely the energy of don't come all up in my business right now. I'm learning to be alone, but not be lonely. This is important that the masculine master this before they come forward to the feminine. Why? Because why would you want somebody who feels like they need you? You want someone to want you, but not to feel like they need you to be happy. We learned very incorrectly at a young age. Okay, we were taught that needing somebody is romantic. It's not romantic. We all need people. We all need connection. That's different. That's human nature. But when you feel like you need a partner to survive, you need this person, or you can't be happy, you can't be fulfilled, that's when we go into codependency, and that's when we go into this energy that isn't healthy. It's actually very toxic. So the masculine is stepped out of that codependent relationship or marriage and now, or work environment, and now they're mastering how to be alone. How do I be alone in this world without feeling lonely? How do I become my own best friend? How do I really, really enjoy without the distractions? Because that's what 2020 did, is it took away the distractions for the divine masculine. How do I enjoy my life without feeling like I have to distract myself with alcohol or drugs or work or making money or traveling or vacations or toys or fancy things that I buy myself, for clothes or working out or any number of vices? They can be, vices don't have to be not necessarily unhealthy, but in excess they are unhealthy. Gambling, some masculines were gambling, some masculines were doing some shady, shadowy behavior. But again, they're getting right with their own reflection, and they're liberating themselves. They're freeing themselves from that which bound them, from that which blinded them, from that which closed their eyes and their ears, okay? And that karmic influence, by the way, if your masculine is still in a karmic relationship, understand that there is still work for you to do. And again, disclaimer, this is not blaming, this is not shaming you, divine feminine, or your masculine. But if your masculine is still in this connection, there is some sort of a karmic tie that you have with that person as well. That person is, and a lot of you will have said, I've dreamt of that person. This is normal. You have a soul tie, a connection with that person. So work out your karma with that person. And that helps the masculine to be able to free themselves. The masculines don't want to be there any more than you want them to be there, but they need your assistance, they need your help in freeing themselves. One of the best things you can do is stop talking about that person, stop affirming that person's presence in their life. Stop talking about them with other people. Stop, if you're ragging on them, stop that right now, stop that yesterday, and understand that this soul tie is the reason that person is still in your masculine's life is because you believe that they should be there on some level, that you don't believe that you are worthy of this union on some level. Now, that's not the only reason, okay? There can be 3D external reasons, but I'm talking about what's within your control, and what's within your control is what you choose to believe. The masculine is freeing themselves. They have freed themselves. That's what they're focused on. What do they really, really want the feminine to know at this time? And they're definitely coming forth with a lot of important messages here. They're detoxing. So guys, yeah, a lot of them, this is so fascinating. A lot of them are telling you, I'm detoxing, I'm getting clean from my addictions. I'm no longer addicted. Okay, some of them have maybe gone to counseling. I think many of them, like I just saw or heard 45%, which is significant, by the way. Some of them also will be detoxing just from toxic behaviors, from toxic patterns. It doesn't have to be substance abuse. Could be from, player ways, okay, from women, from, overworking themselves too much. Like any of those things can be reasons for the masculine to need to detox. They're just detoxing in general. This also, I feel like, tells me that they're detoxing from people. They're sort of just withdrawn at this time. But whereas in the past they were withdrawn because they didn't feel good enough, they're starting to come out of that energy, and I feel like they're going to emerge from that energy in April. Whether they come forward in the physical or not remains to be seen. I think a lot of you already have been receiving communication as you've emailed me, and for others, they may come forward, in, I'm hearing June, okay? So just within a couple months' time, they're going to be emerging from this energy, and they're going to be feeling refreshed. They're going to be feeling renewed, revitalized, and able to clearly articulate what it is that they desire, what it is that they need. Furgun, become a loving mirror. Okay. It's interesting because we have reflections here too. What you contemplate, you can actualize. They're realizing their thoughts become their reality. Okay. That their thoughts are really powerful. For instance, like they thought they would lose you. And so what did you do? You walked away. That's how this twin flame mirror works. And same thing. You thought that they were going to do this and they weren't going to leave the karmic, so they didn't leave the karmic. It's like you can see things immediately actualize and materialize and manifest in your 3D world on this journey because this is your twin mirror. They want to become a loving mirror. They no longer want to reflect pain. They no longer want to reflect or cause anger in others. They no longer want to be, they no longer want to sort of, like I'm hearing, inhabit the energy of somebody who's miserable, of somebody who doesn't believe in magic. They want others to be happy. They're starting to really understand the world is in this dark, lonely place. I think they were angry, guys. They were angry. I know. They were angry for most of 2020. They've been angry for a long time. They've been angry at others, blaming others, angry at themselves for staying in these relationships, these situations, these jobs, angry at themselves for not living their truth, for not being more authentic, for not having more fun. They feel, for a long time, they sort of felt self-pity. I wasted so much in my life. But now they're in this energy of realizing, you know what? As I'm happy for other people, I find more happiness and joy within myself and more peace. So they're beginning to delight in the well-being, the success, okay, the joy of others. And then they're starting to mirror these thoughts, right? Quantum physics proves this, guys. All we have to do is look at the field of quantum physics to know that our thoughts become our reality. Okay, we become a part of what we think. What we consistently and constantly think about, we see materialize. So they're beginning to have this appreciation for others' joy. They're observing the world right now, and they're starting to see it through a different lens. This is awesome. This is really fantastic. So let's go ahead and take a couple messages here before we close out the reading. We're going to look at the energies of the Quantum Oracle. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you'd like a personal reading, reach out to me. The email is listed below. I'm about a third of the way booked for April. I book, 1 month at a time. And just know, guys, I just want to let you know ahead of time, this is a couple months out, so no big deal. But I will be taking a 1 week minimum, probably more like 10-day hiatus from personal readings at the end of July, early August, as I will be going on my annual family trip to see my brother, sister-in-law, and my nephews. So I will be off grid. So I'll remind you guys, that's a long time away, but I'll remind you, just wanted to let you know. And also I will be hosting a free webinar soon with Holly, the medical intuitive. So we're going to be answering your burning questions about the twin flame journey, and you guys are going to be introduced to Holly. She's incredible. She's changed my life, honestly, given me a lot of answers that nobody else could about my health, about what was going on. So she's really incredible. She also is a twin flame herself. So, and we're gonna do this probably towards the end of April. Okay, we're gonna set it up, and we're gonna do a Zoom call, which will turn into a YouTube live. So we'll let you guys know when that occurs, and you'll be able to chat with us in the live chat. So you'll want to catch it live, okay? So we have consciousness. Look at this. The masculine is embracing and embodying this consciousness of gratitude. I'm telling you guys, there's been a shift with this full moon. I felt it. Yes, the consciousness of gratitude, no longer the consciousness of lack. This is written all over the reading, guys. They're liberated. They're reflecting. I'm not going to take these cards. This is just too many. Spirit, show me clearly what's going on in the masculine's heart space. Another card. Yeah, I knew it. Wow, this is huge. Wow, this is significant. New beginnings. This is really significant, guys. Look, they have an attitude of gratitude that they've adopted. Okay, the cycle that they're beginning, they're in a one cycle, new beginnings. This would be like an ace card in the tarot, or this would be like the Fool's card in the major arcana. And guys, look at this. The Ascended Masters are with them. Okay, Buddha, Jesus, Yeshua. The Ascended Masters are assisting them on their path. Okay, so the Ascended Masters are with the masculines at this time. The masculines are embracing gratitude. They're taking new steps. They're practicing or taking the first steps towards new beginnings. Okay, they're like a child again. They're like a child again. They're learning to have fun. They're learning to embrace and embody joy and accept joy into their lives. They're learning that they're deserving of happiness and joy. This is so fucking awesome. I mean, seriously, could we have asked for a better reading for the masculine? So remember, guys, let me remind you that this is also the masculine energy within yourselves. Your masculine energy is rising. This is the energy where, what, a day and a half out of April, depending on where you live in the world, maybe a day out. Well, yeah, like a day out, because I'm going to be recording this on the 30th, but you guys will see this on the 31st of March. So, 24 hours, less than 24 hours. For some of you, you'll be watching this on April 1st. The energy of April is going to completely shift from the energy of March. We were in Pisces energy. Pisces is the 12th house of completion, of karmic endings, of cycles. Okay, so it was very, not only that, but it's a water sign. So it was very emotionally intense and powerful and draining. The energy of Aries is of the number 1. Okay, it's the energy of 1. It's the energy right here of this brand new cycle. That's Aries. Aries is the child, the baby of the zodiac. This is Aries energy. So guys, they're going to feel fresh. Your masculine energy, your inner masculine, your outer masculine is feeling fresh, is feeling ready to really, really take those steps forward. Take the steps. They're not looking back anymore. This woman is not looking back. She's looking ahead toward the castle of her dreams. So let's go with one more. Actually, you know what I'd like to do? Do you know what I would like to do? I can find it. Where are you? Let me see if I can find this. Okay. I really need to get a grip. I have like 50 decks of cards. They need their own shelf is what they need. Okay. Let's close out the reading, getting a message from the Divine Masculine, please, to his feminine. What does the Divine Masculine want the feminine to know at this time? Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. Yeah, they want you to look inside yourself, okay? They want you to understand that they are your mirror, and that whatever it is that you're feeling, if you're seeking answers in them, they can't give those to you right now, because look at what they're going through. They're going through so many changes. And that's okay. They are transforming. Look deeply within your own heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean, okay? They just want to remind you that it's like, look within. 2 messages of looking. Look within yourself, Divine Feminine, because that's where the answers are. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Yeah, they're letting you know that I am reclaiming my power. That's what they're doing. So your masculine is saying, I'm reclaiming my power. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. Freedom. They're saying nothing is stopping me. The path is clear. So they're telling you what's going on in their life, and they're also giving you messages of encouragement, messages of hope. Twin flames, your passion ignites. They know that you're twin flames. Whereas there were doubts in the past, guys, there are no doubts at this point in time. It's like 0, zilch, none. There are no doubts for the Divine Masculine. So we're going to end on that note. I think this was really powerful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, please support the channel by giving it a like, sharing, if you will, on your social media channels. I would be greatly appreciative. And please do come and tap on the bell icon to get all notifications so you'll know when I go live, so that you can interact with everyone in the live chat, because that does disappear after the video has been premiered. And then there are no comments at this time, for various reasons. Have a beautiful, beautiful 31st of March. I'm wishing you all the best as you wrap up this month. Make sure to wrap up any cycles, any patterns, anything that you need to do that needs to come to a close in March, so that you can have this fresh start in April. And I send you guys lots of love. I'll see you soon. Take great care.